Hello, this is History Literacy Ready Unit 1, Lesson 4, Introduction to the Research Project. In this lesson, students begin a research project that focuses on a topic in the Civil Rights Movement. And in this lesson, they learn about the project and they practice differentiating a topic, a question about the topic, and a thesis or claim. This is their first foray for many into doing a research project in history, and so they might be a little confused about what kinds of topics they're going to use, especially since this is the beginning of the unit and they don't know a whole lot about the Civil Rights Movement just yet. So what kind of topics would be fruitful for students? First of all, you don't want too broad a topic. So if you do something like, if they say, I want to do civil rights or integration, that's going to be way too much information. They're not going to be narrowing that down in any way to help them come up with a claim. And you also don't want anything that's going to be a major part of the readings. So because we're going to do a little deeper dive into the topic of the freedom riders, let's say that the freedom riders is off the table. However, that's really the only thing because there are other topics that are in the chapters that are not going to be the focus of that deep dive, and they're fine. There are a lot of topics that are appropriate. Here are just a few. Charlie Parker or Dizzy Gillespie or Bebop during the 60s. And there are those organizations that were created in the 50s and 60s like CORE, NAACP, SCLC. There were different activities like the sit-ins in Greensboro, Nashville, Atlanta, etc. They can choose a sit-in. They can choose any one of the activities or any one of the people that played a major role in the Civil Rights Movement. So those are all good. However, students don't really need to pick topics or write a thesis or claim right away. Note that there is a due date on that assignment, and you can give them a due date that's reasonable. Some may really know right away what they're going to be doing it on, and others will have no earthly idea. You can make the due date further on into the future after they've dug into the chapter and they have more ideas about what they want to research. Finally, students may have picked a topic but have no idea what they're going to be making a thesis or a claim about because they haven't read any of the information yet. You might consider having them wait until after they have done some or all of the research. Once again, some students may have a topic and even know what they want to say about the topic right away, but a lot of students won't, and it's okay to flip this activity around and have them do the claim just before they actually write the paper. Teachers are going to have to help students understand topic, question, and theme. There are some examples of these in the curriculum using a topic that's not part of the Civil Rights Movement. But you can also use some other examples that are more typical of the Civil Rights Movement if you need to do that. Here's one. The topic that I chose is bebop during the 60s, and my question is, did the bebop musicians really want to, in quotes, assert a militant black consciousness, or were they just trying to create a new form of jazz? End of quotes. The reason I asked that question was because of something I read in the Farragher chapter, the chapter they're going to read in the next couple of lessons. That chapter, in that chapter, the author of the chapter, Farragher, made this assertion that what the bebop musicians were really trying to do is to be militant. And I questioned that. I was wondering if that was really right or not, and so I wanted to find out by reading other information. My thesis is really a hypothesis at this point because I haven't done any of the reading, and so I am claiming this. Although the black jazz musicians weren't militant, their creation of bebop instilled pride in their accomplishments, which helped to spur the civil rights movement. In other words, I'm saying, they weren't trying to be militant, but actually their accomplishments were something that everybody took pride in, and so that helped. Well, it may be that as I read my 5 sources that I'm going to come to a different conclusion and need to make another claim. At this point, it is, like I said, a hypothesis. So you can use an example like that, or you can use a different example, but what you want students to do is to understand the process of going through what your topic is going to be, what you want to know about your topic, and then how you're going to come up with that thesis. So that's the end of the discussion of Lesson 4. I hope it's helped, and I hope you enjoy teaching this unit.